The Wonderful Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. 4. The Road Through the Forest.
There is no place like home. There is no place like home. "Tell me something about yourself and the country you came from," said the Scarecrow, when she had finished her dinner. So she told him all about Kansas, and how gray everything was there, and how the cyclone had carried her to this queer land of Oz. The Scarecrow listened carefully and said, "I cannot understand why you should wish to leave this beautiful country and go back to the dry, gray place you call Kansas." "That is because you have no brains," answered the girl. "No matter how dreary and gray our homes are, we people of flesh and blood would rather live there than in any other country, be it ever so beautiful. There is no place like home." The Scarecrow sighed. "Of course, I cannot understand it," he said. "If your heads were stuffed with straw, like mine, you would probably all live in the beautiful places, and then Kansas would have no people at all. It is fortunate for Kansas that you have brains."
Queer. Something that is queer is strange or difficult to explain. Queer in the story. How the cyclone had carried her to this queer land of Oz. Similar words: strange, unusual, odd. No matter how, where, what, etc. They are used for saying that something is not important or will not have an effect. No matter how in the story. No matter how dreary and gray our homes are, we people of flesh and blood would rather live there than in any other country, be it ever so beautiful. Dreary. If you describe something as dreary, you mean that it is boring and it makes you feel unhappy. Dreary in the story. No matter how dreary and gray our homes are. Flesh. Flesh is the soft part of a person or animal's body between the bones and the skin. Flesh in the story. We people of flesh and blood would rather live there than in any other country. Would rather. If you would rather do something, you prefer to do it. For example, if you would rather live in your country than in any other country, you'd like to live in your country more than any other country. Would rather in the story. We people of flesh and blood would rather live there than in any other country. Sigh. When you sigh, you let out a deep breath as a way of expressing feelings such as disappointment, tiredness, or pleasure. Sigh in the story. The Scarecrow sighed.